Hey, how y'all doing this evening? It's Friday. Hallelujah. Glad that it's here. And it's about to be on and popping. The kids is gone. Parents done come and swooped them up. And I have no children in the house at this particular time. So I'm going to take advantage of this time and make me a little video. Now, before I go on, I need you to like, share, and subscribe before I channel my mama. Because what I have to talk about, I need the assistance of my mama. Not my biological mama. She ain't nowhere in the picture. Okay? But my mama is the one that raised me. My grandmother, my daddy's mama. Mother Jones. Yes, she was. Mother Jones. She stood about 4'10", round and bow-legged, and loved the Lord. So I'm going to channel my mama's spirit on what I have to talk about right now, because sometimes we need to hear from them old folk, because we ain't heard from enough old folk these days. These young ladies need to hear some old folk wisdom. So while you like, share, and subscribe, I'm going to channel my mama. Channel my mama. Channel my mama. Channel my mama. Hello. How you doing? Hallelujah. I don't know what this girl done brought me out of my sleep for, but let me tell you, I've been looking around a little bit at some of these youngins, these young girls out there. They just off the rails. Oh my goodness. Walking around here showing their tails every which a darn way. But you know what the problem is? The problem is it ain't enough old women out there talking to these young women's. I'm telling you. And I know they don't want to hear from us because they figure they know it all. And, we all been there because, back when I was young, we had our way too. We wasn't no angels. Oh, no. Oh, no. Back in my day, if you wanted to hook up with a little boy, you didn't go out there in them streets and show your tail in public. No. You know why? Because your mama and your daddy would tear that ass up. Ain't that the truth? You don't believe me? Let me tell you. So you know what we would do when we want to sneak off with a little boy? We had fields. Down south we had fields. We go tipping out into one of them fields, and what they would have out there, somebody would already have put out a mattress in the middle of the fields. Could be corn fields, cotton fields, any kind of fields that have a lot of foliage to hide your behind. They had them mattresses out there with a roll of toilet paper. That's right, and they called it the hotel. Only one room in the hotel because there was only one mattress in the hotel. So you go out there to that hotel and you handle your business and you get up and you leave and nobody would know the difference. That's right. That's right. We had some dignity about our hoedness. Yes, I said hoedness. Because all of us at some point in time has had some little hoish tendencies. Yes, we did. Now, the problem is that these youngins nowadays, these girls running around here with their outfits all up they behind and tops is all down past the areola area. Did I say that right? The areola area? Yeah. And they trying to entice somebody with some money. They trying to entice these young boys that ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. But nevertheless, they see some potential. Okay, but now here's the thing. If you really want to bag a bag, go bag a job. And quit looking for men to get it for you. Because if you follow the word said, he that findeth a wife findeth the good thing. Not she that findeth a husband findeth the good thing. You need to get in your word. You need to get in your word. I'm telling you what I'm telling you. If you don't believe me, ask the Lord. He'll tell you himself. Now, these young girls need some guidance. And since we ain't got enough of us old women's out there, maybe the mamas should be doing some of this. But you know what? Some of the mamas is so busy trying to be the friend of their daughters. They ain't had no time to be the mamas of their daughters. Until they want their mamas to do, or they want their daughters to do something that they want them to do. And then the little girl want to buck up at her and act like, well, they equals. And then you've defeated the purpose. Now you got to convince this little girl that you are not her friend, but her mama at this point in time. It's confusion. You're just confusing the girls. You're confusing the girls. You got your little girls out there dancing and twerking with you. Dancing and twerking with you. 5 years old. Talking about go baby, go baby, go baby. What kind of signal is that? What you trying to tell your daughter? That you got to shake your tail whenever you need attentions? Is that what you're trying to tell your daughter? Maybe is that what you need to get attentions? I'm telling you, if you just had somebody to get in your ear and your ass a long time ago, maybe you wouldn't be in this predicament now, because now your daughters is disappearing for days, running off with these little boys off somewhere, ain't got nowhere being, or getting snatched up by crazy people because they ain't paying a lick of attention because they so busy looking down at their phones, they ain't paying attention around their surroundings. Look around, see what's around you. Ain't got a lick of doggone sense. But you know, it's not entirely the baby's fault. It's not entirely the baby's fault. It ain't entirely the mama's fault either. This has been a problem from generation to generation. It's just gotten ridiculous with each generation. I'm here to tell you, ain't enough whoop ass out there. There's too much focus on trying to snag a man. And you're teaching your babies that this is how it's done. This is how it's done. This is how it's done. Why would you take your 5-year-old daughter to a concert, Nicki Minaj or Beyonce? Why would you take your 5-year-old daughter to one of them concerts? Good Lord. What, you can't take her to the Ice-capades? You can't take her to something Disney? You got to take her out there to see an older female shaking her ass up on stage and getting paid a lot of money to do so. Now what ends up happening is that baby girl is going to look at that woman up on stage and idolize her more than she idolized her mama. Because mama's in the stands twerking, just twerking left and right with the woman on stage, and mama doing it for free. Ain't getting nowhere fast. What you need to be doing is pouring some common sense into these little girls. Teach them to have some respect for themselves. Your little boys, too. Little boys ain't gonna have to necessarily be in a box to be a basketball player, football player. You know that might not or probably won't be where they end up. So you have these boys thinking if they play good enough, they can play for the NBA. They can play for the NFL, and that's a doggone lie half the time. You need to push these babies into getting in them books. Get in them books and get into that good book. And now I know you don't want to hear about all that, because you don't want to hear nothing about Jesus these days. But I'm here to tell you, you better get you some Jesus Get Right. That's right. You better get you some Jesus Get Right. We've been saying it for generation after generation. And with every generation that goes by, he getting closer and closer and closer. And he gonna land on your head. When he come back, he gonna land on your head. You gonna be out there twerking. He just gonna, boom, land on your head. You feel me? Like you young folks say. You feel me? I'm here to tell you. Get these kids some education. Now these young ladies is hooking up with these lying dudes, okay? And writing stories about what they went through. That ain't the ticket either. This ressatessa heifer. Ressatessa. Ressatessa. Whatever the hell her name is. She done went out there and wrote this 50-part story about a man lying to her. How many women you know? Think about it. How many women you know been lied to by a man? Matter of fact, how many of y'all done lied to a man? Ask yourself that question. But you want a husband, though. Some of y'all get a husband and you want to stash money away in case you got to run. You done already set this marriage up for failure. Now, ain't nothing wrong with putting something aside if that's all you got in terms of taking care of yourself, and this is an abusive man and you just got to get away. But if this is a good man and he working his fingers to the bone to take care of your raggedy ass, and you taking parts of his check every month and hiding it away in an account. Yeah, this heifer did that. Some heifer did that. My girl told me about it. And I was just fit to be tied. She was taking $750 a month from this man's check and stashing it in another account. She ain't worked a dime for this money. She wasn't working or nothing. He was doing all the work. Okay, so he, I guess, must have got injured or something. I don't know what the heck happened to him, but he was reduced to having to work a whole bunch of other jobs just to make up for the job he used to have. And he just working his finger to the bone, and she got all this money stashed up in an account, and he don't know about it. Ain't that something? That's as foul as all get up. Y'all may not agree with me, but I'm here to tell you that is the most despicable thing you could do to a man that's taking care of your behind. You gonna let him just waste away working a job, and you've been stashing the money that he made away for you to just jet whenever you get a chance. You didn't intend to stay with this man in the first place, did you? This man wasn't abusing her. He wasn't mistreating her. And whenever he lost his job or whatever, if she was a real woman, she'd have come up out of her pocket with that bank statement and said, baby, don't worry about it. I got you. See, I've been stashing money away just in case, rainy day fund. Please don't be upset. But I don't want to see you die or go to an early grave. That would have softened the blow of anything else. But no. She sat there and let that man take Uber jobs and all other kind of jobs that's just not paying a whole lot. So he got to work all these mini jobs to make up for the one job he used to have. And she's stacking up dough. $750 a month. I don't know how many years this went on, but man, I'm trying to tell you. Let a man do that to a woman, see what happens. You wouldn't feel good about it, would you? That is betrayal. That's pretty much stealing. If you taking this man, I understand you guys got a joint account, but you done took from the joint account and put it in another account without his knowledge. That's stealing. I know you become one when you're married. And yes, women, sometimes when you are under certain circumstances, you do have to make a way out for yourself. This was not the case with this woman. She went into this marriage with the idea that, oh, maybe I should take some of this man's money because he makes a lot of it and put some away for myself, just in case I just want to leave. This was her get out of the relationship fund. You went in not expecting to be in this relationship. Plain and simple. Now, what would you do if he went and filed for divorce and took all that money back from you that he worked for? You never know, depending on what state you live in. You might not just get half. You hear what I'm saying to you? Y'all better be careful how you treat these men. Men, you need to be careful how you treat these women. And then you got this ressatessa heifer writing this 50-part documentary on how she got lied to. How many women have been lied to by a man? Are you crazy? But see, that heifer knew what she was doing too. Don't think for 1 minute she didn't know what she was doing. Because she married this fool after knowing he was a pathological liar. She married him anyhow. And as far as I'm concerned, she had a plan. She had a plan. I'm going to marry this man, and I'm going to chronicle everything this man does, every lie he tells, as crazy as it may seem. And one day, I'm going to get out and I'm going to put it out on the internet and get a lot of money for it. And that's what happened. Because she got all these women out here boo-hooing about her, making bad decisions to be with a man that was lying. You knew he was lying from the giddy up. Why didn't you do a background check then? Back when he was lying to you in the very beginning. Girl, please. You got what they say, you got me twisted. You got me fucked up. Lord, forgive me. I'm sorry. Please let me back into heaven. You got me tripping. But you know the coldest part about all this? All that lying that man was doing to her. She was sitting back, stacking her money. You know how she was able to do that? Because he was paying all the household bills. Imagine that. He lying to you, and lying to you some more. And you couldn't stand him. You couldn't stand the fact that he lied so much, even to the point where you just went on and married him anyhow. It never occurred to you that you didn't even earn all them promises he made to you anyhow. You sitting back there telling me, I can't stand him. But you married him anyway. Sit up there stacking all that money, making a plan. You should have just left when you found out he was a liar. But no, you used him as well. He paying bills, and you sitting up there complaining that he ain't gave you any of the things that he promised to you. You didn't earn a doggone thing. Y'all was together about 25 minutes. 25 minutes. 30 minutes later, you got pregnant. Now, I know that sounds unreasonable, but I'm just saying from a spiritual aspect. But you wasn't married long. You wasn't together long enough to earn anything. So, my goodness, how the hell did he use you? You used him. Now you getting free trips to London and free cars from Hyundai because Beamer backed out when they found out it was not very cool to attach yourself to such ratchetivity. So, I'm sorry. I'm not falling for the bleeding heart syndrome that this young lady has going on. And see, basically what she did, stacking her dough, is the same thing that other chick did to her husband. Ressatessa knew she wasn't going to stay with this man, so she sat back and stacked her dough while he paid all the bills. That's the kind of women's we have nowadays. And other women out there just applauding her. There ain't nothing cool about that. There's nothing upstanding about that. Yes, she wrote a nice story. Yes, she put it together very well. And yes, it may have been true. Although I've heard otherwise, my girl told me it might not even be all that true. She might have embellished some stuff. Nevertheless, this is the world y'all live in now. I don't live here no more. I'm going back home soon. So with that said, I'm going to say this. Y'all love one another. Love yourselves first. Young ladies, be young ladies. Young men, be young men. Have something to offer each other. You ain't got to go out there looking for somebody for some money. There's plenty of money out there to be made. You ain't got to do it on your back. Neither one of you need to do it on your back. But if you follow the senses of marriage, marriage is a partnership. Now, my husband, he took care of me for 54 years. He was a good man. But we didn't have the greatest marriage of all, but he was a good man and I was a good woman. And that's the way the Lord wanted it, and that's how it was. So all I'm saying is this: y'all don't want to listen to some old raggedy old woman talking to you, and that's fine. That's fine. But I bet I'm happier than you where I am now.